You gave me hope when it seemed hopeless. You put a song in my heart. Showed me a road not often taken. You gave me a start all the way. Why did you ever change your name all the way? Why did you ever change your name? Because you were like a wave on the ocean, wild and free you came. And you were like a storm coming out of mountains, never to be tamed all the way. Why did you ever change your name all the way? Why did you ever change your name?
Welcome to the premiere of the final and 7th season of Lady Babylon, Satanic Initiation. It's nice to have you tonight. It's nice to have both sides. It's nice to have over here the ones who write the screeds, the ones who condemn in the name of God and Jesus Christ and everything that is holy. Yes, thank you. It is for you that we have brought tonight the art from the Renaissance and from antiquity to a place of user friendliness so that you can enjoy, because I know the screeds are simply not enough. Screeding is not enough. Lady Screed of Screedington does not get satisfaction. And that's why they come. People have been asking me, why? Why? What is the logic of coming to you in order to condemn and sabotage? What's the use of that? And I say, shh, quiet. I call them. They're chosen. They've come along with us so that we can watch the judgment. This is the final season of Satanic Initiation. This is the test. We will progress from Alpha to Omega. And you will know. You will know. Welcome to Lady Babylon. I just want to start this season by saying I've been looking into, via the graces of someone who is sitting in the shadows, the foundation of an academy, the foundation of a place where we once again will bring her back. That muse, that access to the text, will bring it back. They're ours. They're ours. I'll let you know. Should we bust through, I'll let you know. And I appreciate your time. This is between me and you. I appreciate your time. Tonight, in order to cleanse this place, in order to bring this place to somewhere that a God can come, I'm going to have to cleanse it. And tonight, as we begin Alpha, I want you to understand that you are undergoing the examination. There are those of you who have been here from the beginning and who have dutifully watched every time that we have gotten together. There are those of you who've come in and worked your way up by reviewing. And there are people who just, they've seen a few. Rock on. From alpha to omega is a very, very serious operation. It is the time when we are done with the work. We have gone where we all needed to go. And now it's time. Now it's time to show. Now it's time for that mystery to kick in. Yeah. Tonight on Lady Babylon, let's welcome the purifier, Pan. Tonight, we welcome the goat, but we do so in a way that will allow us to remain on the stage. We cover what is the obscene. This is a goat. This is a goat. Tonight, we welcome the goat. This sacred goat is chased by Pan. Fantastic. Let's go right into the text, shall we? Let's get dirty and bring this text in. Come on, people. Give me number one there. People, I want to take you to a special place tonight, a place of horses. And you say, what? A place of horses? What are horses going to tell me about Jesus and male prostitution and the use of drugs and cult and antiquity? What's the horses? What do the horses have to do with it? Everything. They have everything to do with it. This is evidence. You and I have graciously been walking together for quite a while now, 6 seasons. And we have lived under the umbrella of the evidence. You and I, we deal with the evidence. This was all about reason. Reason for those who hear, for those who have ears to hear. Follow the track, speaking on multiple levels. From the shadows comes the support, right? Here we go. Let's bring it up. Bring up the text. Oh God, this is fantastic. Can I just share this with you? What is this? Take it down, Chewie, just so I can introduce it. Do some imagery, befuddle their minds. The horse work, the corpus hippiatricorum agricorum. Now, I know, don't get excited. I know that nobody has ever shared something like that with you. I know they haven't, because I know classicists don't know these texts, right? They're classical texts, but they don't know them, right? This is a work on horse care, and how awesome horses are, right? And what happened is some Byzantine dude said, hey, we've got all these texts about, from classical antiquity. We've got them, and let's put them together in one connection. Thankfully, dude put them together, and now we have a whole bunch on horses. And you say, I can hear it. You say, what do horses have to do with drugs and cult and Medea and Jesus and Sons of Thunder? Everything. Without these horses that we're looking at, it wouldn't be possible. It's 800 pages. I heard some of you say, oh, sources. He can work with the sources, but he can't read the Bible. Hey, guess what? Here's 800 pages, you fruitcakes. 800 pages of Greek that I can read that you have not even heard of. How do you expect to know anything? You know what I'm going to do tonight? I'm going to perform a magic trick. I'm going to perform a magic trick. I am going to transform a horse into Jesus Christ. Yeah, wait, what? No, hear me out. Hear me out. I know of all the things I could have picked. You know what I mean? There's things that go with the pact, right? There's things that go with it. You can pick and choose. Yeah, I chose horse to Jesus. Horse to Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ and that boy he was arrested with in a public park at 4 a.m. while yelling, "I'm not a child trafficker." Oh, horse. Let's jump into the horse. This tonight, for those of you who love horses, Alpha. Alpha. Remember, we're talking about the 7 spheres. The 7 spheres. We're about to go through each one. Tonight is Alpha. When we are at Omega, we'll be done. Let me show you Alpha. Chewy, first star chart. Hit it. Blow that thing up. Okay, people, this is from the Corpus Hippiatricorum Graecorum. Hierocleus peri echidodecton. Echiodecton. Yeah, what is something that is echiodectos? Right, this is a genitive here, peri. This is just a work. It's a work by a dude that has to do with things getting bitten or struck by the echis or the echidna, the viper. Because, why? Because we have vipers. And this horse culture is all about these arrow poisons. Fantastic. We're on our way. I'm going to bring you some drugs in just a minute. I know you're waiting for it. Drugs and Jesus. I love it. I want to read this to you. Deinon ehidnes degma. Catachristen. Look at that word. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, fourth word in on that first line. Right? This first line is the title. And then second line, there's your poetry. Oh God, what does it say? Catachristen. Do you see Christ in this word? It's right under my finger here. Right? 2 down right here. Right? Christ. Somebody's getting Christed. Who's getting Christed? Somebody who has been exposed to the echis. To the echis. Good. Let me keep reading here. And you know what stops it? They've got this thing, right, that works as a Christ, right? It helps it to stop the process of the poison, the venom. And oh, Chiron, who's somebody's Chiron? Who's Chiron? Does anybody remember seeing a dude who you could describe as a horse, part horse and part dude? Well, these part horse, part dudes live in a place called Thessaly. Famous for its roots to the Pelasgians, the oldest culture they know. This is Copper Age stuff, right? Oh God, so dramatic. You've got a horse dude. Yeah, Chiron here. She's the poem is saying, "What's wrong with you, Chiron? Don't you know there are remedies for the echis?" Rubbing it in. Go. And don't worry, this is a whole poison history. People dying from it, people using it to have visions. This is the mystery that we are going into. This is Aleph. Wait, what? Did he say what I think he said? You know where they took that from, don't you? You know where they took it from. 1,000 years before they had ever seen it. They took it from the Alpha. When Jesus said, "I am the Alpha and the Omega." Yeah. Back translation. Your history is not what you think it is. Bring up the Greek. Look at the bottom two lines. And he says there was this guy Coentus who was, he wasn't a fool, and he found four. He found four antidotes, and he names them at the bottom: gentian, bay or laurel, smyrna, which is you could say sometimes it's just myrrh, but Smyrna is also a mixture used by that Aphrodite group. Oh yeah, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Mary Magdalene and that stuff. The good stuff is expensive. And look at the bottom here. And what else is there? Aristolochia, Aristoluchen, right? Oh, Aristolochia. Do you know what you use that stuff for? Abortion. Abortion or delivery. It's an expeller of the life. How do you know that? It's the witches, right? I knew somebody today who taught in a different place about hippomanes. What is that? It's the thing that you give to a person who knows, and they will prepare for you. You take it from off of, sometimes it's on the forehead, they say, of the foal. We're talking about horses now, right? And sometimes it's just floating around in the sack, but you take it out. It looks like a brownish green kind of sticky thing. And you take that and you turn it into a drug. You can infuse this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. You can infuse this stuff and drive yourself completely to the edge of erotic pleasure, erotic satisfaction. Can you feel me touching that spot? Erotic sanctimonious satisfaction. That's that place right there. Oh, remember, they're all censored, right? They're all censored so that we can stay. Right? So we put a holy symbol. Where's my goat? Get my goat back. Bring it. Everybody, look at my goat. Yes, this is Pan. This is the most accurate representation. Why? Because it's a mirror. You're looking into it. Right? This is the mirror magic, people. Those of you who have ears to hear are picking it up. And I want you to use that to ride the initiation through alpha. Beautiful. Ride the initiation through alpha. Right? Join in the chorus. Join in the chorus. This is fantastic. For those of you who are here for punishment's sake, enjoy. I love it. Your tortured souls are to me, they are to me the salvation of existence, the salvation of a prison. Oh, is the mourning, the wailing, the weeping. You've got to love it. I've got to love it. It's screed energy is what it is, and I love it. Let's go back to the text. People, I just want you to see a couple of things here. Yeah, we've done that one. Let's go. I want you to notice that something was getting Christed. Something was getting Christed in there. Hit me now with the next couple of. Watch this, people. This is a passage we're going to go to, but I just want you to see the whole thing. It's sitting there, right? Okay. Let's go to the individual. Let's go to the Christ, right? Where else? Yes, that one. Echion. Here it is again. Somebody is Christing something else. Christing? What does that mean? Christing. Echrisa. Here it is again. Next one. Echrisa. Hit it. Yeah, right. There it is again. Different tense. That's all. You Greek nerds will be able to figure out what it is. Give me the next one. Oh, brilliant. Look, people, I brought you drugs right at the top. I brought you drugs. What is happening? We're now with Deianira. Sophocles. Where did he go? Sophocles, have a seat. This is classical stuff, but I want to bring it to you from their eyes. I want you to be able to see it like they saw it. What's going on here? This is Deianira, and she's saying, look, I did everything that centaur told me to do. I did everything horseman told me to do. And by the way, when a Greek hears centaur, just like the centaurs that are in the prophets, That means pederast. Okay, centaur equals pederast. And what did the centaur tell Deianira, wife of Heracles? What did she tell? What did he tell her to do? He said, "Look, you got to treat that drug gingerly. Look what you got to do. It's got to be apuron. You cannot have this thing exposed to fire. You can't even have it exposed to light. It's got to nowhere warm. It's got to sit in its own place. You're gonna put it." Right? He wants her to put it into a wooden container and then put it in a dark place because everybody knows that this stuff is combustible. This stuff will rot you down to nothing. It's like napalm. It'll just keep burning. Wait a minute. This is one of the drugs they're using in their cult, right? Yes, it is. Now, get that. Yeah, there we go. Look at the very bottom line, people. She says she's followed the instructions, right? You know, until the time when she can apply it, right? When she can make use of it, as an antichriston, as an antichriston. Christ. Who is Jesus Christ? Everybody says Jesus Christ. You think it's the guy's last name? I think he's got a middle name named, it's an H, I think, because I hear people, Jesus H. Christ. No, it is not his name. Christ is something that is done. It is a title. It is a title. And I know we've looked at it, but tonight I want you to see why it's being used with horses. Why it's being used with horses. Watch the logic here. It's fantastic. Let's go to the next one. Yep. Here's your Artichristos, right? Fresh spread. Look, and here it is in relation to the pharmacon. It's a category of drugs. I'll show you. It's a category of drugs. Did you know Christ was a category of drugs? No, you did not. Children, I want to tell you. Anytime you drive by some beautiful church with a big cross on it, goat. Where's my goat? Where's my goat? Every time you drive by a church with some beautiful cross on it, you're going to know that in that place, they worship a man. They worship a man who was arrested in a public park with a naked boy. Okay, stop. Yes. Let's keep bringing back the, yeah, there we go. Take a look at this, people. What is this? She's just reporting what's going on, right? She says this stuff happened. You wouldn't believe any of this stuff. I was preparing this drug and I put some onto a piece of wool and I threw it on the ground and it happened to land in the light. And when it hit the light, this thing burst and just disintegrated. It just burst into this hot magma. It just disintegrated right on the spot, man. Right on the spot. It just ran into the ground. Next one. And what happened? These are the drugs, people. They're still talking about drugs and Christs. And what happens there? You know, out of the ground, it comes up this boiling, fermenting stuff. As a matter of fact, it looks like the grape. Looks like that sweet old juicy grape that produces that wine of Bacchus right from his vine, baby, right from his vine. That comes up through that drug. We can bring the lightning through this drug. You have to be Christed to get there. When Jesus is walking around and people are saying, is he the Christ? They understand what that means. It's filtered into their society all the way down to the marketplace where they're going to buy their drugs. Fantastic, especially if they're civilized. Out in the provinces, there's no market there. They take that stuff and they ship it back to Rome. They compound it in Rome, put their stamps on it and send it off. And then out in the provinces, you can go and you can buy a little tablet like this. We're about to see one. Jesus talks about them. You can take one of these, put it into your wine and dissolve it. You know what they're giving their horses? Cannabis and wine. Wait, what? You can give a horse wine? I didn't even know you could give a horse wine. I used to take care of horses near Talmagito. Huh. What? If I'd have known I could get my horse drunk, I would have been doing it a long time ago. Is there a reason? Is there a reason that we shouldn't have stoned horses? Yeah. Let's see. How do you treat your horse's mania? That's the real question. Did you know that's a question they're asking? You wouldn't be able to answer a question like this, right? I don't even think a veterinarian today would be able to answer a question like this because they don't even consider this. They don't know the depths. The psychology side is, you know, the whole neuroscience thing and the veterinary sciences. You know what I mean? What are they doing? Oh, what are they doing? You can treat mania of your horse. Put your horse on a regimen, right? Oh, that's not because you're bleeding him too, right? You bleed your horse. Wait, who are we talking about? Right? Who are we talking about? We're talking about these tribes. You know what the Hippiatric is all about? It's about the tribes that are around the Black Sea, right? And there's some in Italy too, Sicily. And they talk about the horses. Talk about the horses. And what do you do when your horse has a problem? A little too much, black bile. Well, you're bleeding the horse because you're what? You're using the blood in your medicine? Yeah. What are you doing with that blood? You're bringing out what you and I call the genes. The Medusa's real. Yeah. Yeah. The snake venoms. Guess what? They're hormone analogs. You think you're fancy with your, take your testosterone and do your transition. Dude, if you could catch up to the technology. Okay, let's get back to the text. I'm getting off you got to catch up to the snake venoms, people. Catch up. That's one of the freebies in tonight's. Bring up my goat again one more time. That's the freebie in tonight's business is the cure. The cure is out there. Yeah, the cure through the medicine of a people who lived 4,000 years ago. The genius of a group of, take them down the goat, the genius of women. Yeah, it's all coming through the birthing, the midwifery. It's all coming through that. Excellent. Let's go to when we get a chance here, let's flip. Do we have crosses covering everybody up? Excellent. Go to the next one. I just want to read you this, people. At first, oh wretched man, what happens to Heracles? Deianira, take it down. Deianira gives him a poisoned garment. It's got the burning purple in it, so he freaks out and it kills him. It ends up killing him. And in the process of being killed, he goes through this very culty kind of initiation. Because remember, we're killing the Son of God. Wait, what? Yeah, we're killing the Son of God. Why would we be killing the Son of God 1,000 years before the Son of God was arrested in a public park with a naked boy? For the same reason that we're talking about the first Son of God, who's way back there, who is with his boy, Hylas. It's all the same thing, right? Okay, cult is cult. You know what I mean? Just follow the drugs. Let's go back to the text. I want to give you, read this to you. This is Heracles, right? He says, at first, oh, wretched man, he prayed in calm of mind, rejoicing in his lovely garment, right? He didn't know this stuff was poison. But when the gory flame began to blaze up from the offerings on the sappy pine, we all know what happens when you put this stuff in, it's combustible. Sweat covered all his body, and the robe clung to his sides as if glued by a craftsman to every joint, and from his very bones shot up spasmodic, stinging pains. The poison, like some detested, bloody snakes, devoured him. Yes. You remember that Aristolochia that I just showed you for the snake bite cure? Yeah, they already know this, and they've been using that very species for the sake of alleviating the symptoms that are induced when you use the venom in religious ritual. Okay, I want you to know that. Um, Cicero, if you got no respect, pay for me, at least have some respect for Cicero, right? Who says, in divination, we're using the Aristolochia. And we know that it's the buffer, the antidote for the viper venom, right? For the snake venom. Fantastic. Let's go to the next one. Look, people, it's going to get kind of hairy now. What does Heracles start screaming out? I'm bringing you the alpha. Are you ready? Oh, Nox. Oh, Nox. You're going to get a little bit of that digamma. Oh, Nox. Dexime. Oh, Diosactis Python. You know what he's doing? Well, he's dripping on his jacket full of the burning purple, full of this poison. And by the way, you can match up the vocab. It's used heavily in archery, right? So it's kind of nice that it kind of all adds up. You can see the cultural group that it's coming from. Who is she that we're looking for tonight? Who is Alpha? Dude, dude, she is a 6'6", Scythian, mixed Amazonian background, who is an expert. She can gallop a horse and she can shoot. I'm telling you this. She can shoot backwards while the horse is galloping away. You got no chance against her. She's the one. That's who we're looking for tonight. And so as Heracles is sitting there, as Adamas is sitting there, and he is having an assistance from his side, he is having that power through Ewa. He is worshiping Ewas, because we're all going back, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, they all go back to an earlier mystery cult that was popular in the Bronze Age, right? And became especially influential at the end of it. If you were to write a history of the world's religions, you'd have to say that this Bronze Age religion was kind of the precursor of everything you've got now. So the terms that you've got, like Christ, those are coming from that. Those are coming from that religion. Christianity, kids, when you go to your church, it's a new thing. It's a new thing, building upon old things. Old things. And there's a lot of dope, kids. There's a lot of dope. They're pushing a lot of dope. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one. Boom. I want to take you now to Revelation. Ego Amito Alpha Kaito Omega. Wait, I'm the Aleph and the what? No, you're not the Aleph. You're talking about the bull's head, baby. You're talking about the Alpha. We can talk to Hesychius. I don't care what your theories are. Hesychius trumps you every time. Yeah. This is serious now. All right. Okay, let's read it. I am the Alpha and the Omega, says Kurios Hotheos, right? Hoon, the one who is, Kai Hoen, the one who was, Kai Ho Erhomenos, the one who will be. Who am I? I'm the Pantocrator. And you say, wait a minute, sir. Sir, that means Hermes. That's how we refer to Hermes. Oh, watch this. I'm going to pull Christ out of a boy, right? Right? I'm going to pull Christ out of a boy. Well, I thought you were going to turn a horse into a Christ. Yes. Let's go. It's coming together, people. You're going to love this. This is what, we needed to kick it up. Here's Mark 4:2, and he taught them. He taught them in parabolis. He taught them in parables. He taught them a lot of things in parables. And he said to them, right, in his teaching, keep going. Next, please. Yeah. And he called them all together, into parables. And spoke to them in parables. Excuse me, post dunata. How, he says, in a parable, in a parable, in a parable. Why is this man, this Laestes, with his 12 children? Because remember, the apostles are all teenagers. They're mathetai. They're mathetai. And nobody, oh my God, no, Peter's not a teenager. Is Peter a teenager when Jesus is with him naked in the upper room? Yeah. Yeah. Mathetai. Students. They're just students, just like Socrates, man. Get used to it. It's ancient high school. You didn't know Jesus was an ancient high school cult leader? Yeah, he was. He was. He liked the orphans. Yes. Prostitutes and the tax people. You can see that. Let's go. Everybody knows that. They're like, shut up and hurry up. Listen, here's the other one. I'm going to take you back now. We took you to the Alpha and the Omega, and we took you to somebody speaking in parables. And now I want to translate for you some John Littus. He says, hey, there was this kid, Tages, the one who was born from the soil, right? There was a farmer out working in his field, and this kid just came right out of one of the little grooves he had plowed in the ground. He just came out of it. And I'm going to translate for you. They call this guy Tages. The Greeks call him Chthonian Hermes. See that at the top, Greek students, that top line middle? They call him Chthonian Hermes, this boy who comes out of the ground. And you know what? Just like, Proclus, the teacher, right? He says this, right? And what is he? How do they talk about this thing? Well, it's hieratic. They use hieratic speech or allegorically. They talk about things. Why? Because it's the law. It's the nomos of the priests to do that, right? Yeah. Since why? Because it's not right to make things visible that have to do with God in a way that is not holy. You can't do that. That's what it says in the red, right? But now, because of this, they use myth and they tell parables. They tell parables. For example, let me give you an example. Instead of saying the soul has been initiated, given all power, it is incarnated in the flesh. Instead of saying all that, right? They say what? There's a kid, and he's a newborn kid. He's a young kid, and he comes out of the dirt that's plowed by this farmer. Do you understand? Okay, those of you who are sitting here, when Jesus is using this method and he's telling people, no, I've certain people that I've called you here, whether you want to be here or not, whether it tortures your soul. And I love that you're drawn. I love that even though you love Jesus and you want to defend him, you know that you can't. The evidence is all gone. You can't have your fairy tale Jesus back, but still you want to come. You want to be here. It's me. It's me that's drawing you. Do you see why? You know why. You know why. Devil is more handsome than Jesus. Did you ever consider that? Yeah. Let's go. Bring us back to the next one. I'm on the ether of that one a little bit. You gotta let me ride it a little bit. Where's my goat? That'll do it. Okay. Fantastic. Let's go to the next one. This is 1 John 2:18. He says, hey, kiddos. Why? Look at the first word, paideia. Oh, God. These people are creeps. Seriously, never walk into a room of people and say, you know what, I was just with my little kitties. You sound like a creep. But it's no wonder. This is John, and we know that when he was hanging out with Jesus, if this is the right one, he could have been 10 years old. Let's see what happens. Let's see the marks of his relationship with Jesus. Are you ready? I'm going to preach to you from this pulpit what no preacher could possibly tell you, because they don't go there. They don't do the work. They don't do the work. They want your collection. By the way, we are still not monetized, even though we could be. Why? Same reason. If I'm fortunate enough to bring a foundation, to bring an academy to life, to bring some kind of museum back, that it'll be nonprofit. I already talked to the right person. Yeah. And they're going to make sure. Why? Because people need to know. People need to know. There's a line. There's a line. When you're talking about the sacred, you don't have any right to say anything that's motivated by faith or money. Faith or money. Get out. Get out. Because the faith just leads to money. I heard somebody say, "Why is that?" Because the faith is always just a pathway to money. Trust me. Have faith in this venture. Let's go to the next one. Okay, I'm going to stop. 1 John 2:18. Little kiddies, the ending has come. Everything's going to come to completion, right? Right? And you've heard, the antichristos comes. The antichristos is coming. The antichristos. What is an antichristos? And every evangelical runs around and they write books about the coming end, and boom, you and I are floating in blood and lightning bolts, and the Christians are like, yeah, gonna slaughter you all. They get worked up over that stuff. They get really worked up over that slaughter. They love a good slaughter. Julian was right. They love a good slaughter. They do. They do. Let's go. Bring it back up. We got that Christ. What about this Christ? This is the Antichrist. Yeah, and now there are lots of Antichrists that have come into existence. Wait, what? There are Antichrists that are existing now? Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one. 2:19. Look at this, people. From us, they went out. Why did he say from us, they went out? It's because the Antichrist is a dude with 666 on his head. You morons. You morons. Clowns. Clowns. Bible scholar clowns. Preachers are no better. Your preachers are pathetic, people. They're pathetic. Oh, God. Awful. Learned. They think they're learned. It's too bad. Can't have some kind of, public event. Bring back the Coliseum, you know what I mean? I'd do it. You know what I mean? You got to fight for what's right in the world. You have to. Especially now, man. Especially now. You feel where you're at with Alpha? Are you ready? Here it comes. Bring up the next one, Chewy. We've got to pop them into this quick. Yep. And so they went out from us. So these antichrists went out from us, right? They weren't from us directly. Why not? Because if they were, they would still be here. They would still be here, because you can't make a Christ or an antichrist unless you have a body to do so. You can't, say that again. You can't make a Christ or an antichrist unless you have a body. Eat my flesh, drink my blood. It's the chemistry, people. It's the chemistry. The seed of Christ is called the love of God. And guess what? That word for seed, it's the same as the semen. There was an ancient drug called the love of God. What was it? It was the semen of the Son. Okay. Okay. That should be it. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Nobody here can possibly ever look at a cross the same. It gets my goat, is what it does. It gets my goat. Yep. Right? Okay, bring him down. Right? Exactly. Pan, I told you it was going to be all about Pan. Because you're looking at that goat. She's beautiful, right? She provides for you that nourishment, that milk. You know who gives that milk? That's the one that Pan chases. Pan chases the nymph who gives the milk. And sometimes she's a goat. Sometimes she's a goat. There's nothing wrong with a goat. Yeah, it's quite natural. Goats. Let's go to the next one. Let's see if they can. Do you think I think they're catching it. They will. I know that's what's predicted anyway. 1 John 20 here. Kai humes charisma. And you have a charisma. Wait a minute. What? This is never translated. This is translated as some kind of theological event. This is a physical existence. This charisma is a thing. It's a thing. It's a noun. It's a thing. You have this. Of course we do. We're not following the way of Cain. Right? We're not performing the mystery of anomia. We have a charisma, and that is ours. The antichrists that are coming, all of those other formulae, yeah, guess what? Those seals on the book, trohiskoi. You take one of those, you put it in wine, white wine. Let me show you the text. And you infuse it. You infuse it into your horse. Makes the blood better. Makes the blood better. Let's keep going. Next one. Boom. What is a Christerion? I just wanted you to see. Look, you can, this is probably the most common, one of the most common roots you got going from Chrio. And it is specifically medical. Look, a Christerion is just a thing that carries these drugs. And now go to the last one, the very last one. I need to see Chewy. Yeah, hello, lady. Who is that? Did we hit a bat? What is that? We're in an asteroid somewhere. Okay, put that on there. Just kidding, Chewy. Go to the last one. I know I put this last. It was the very last one. Look at this, people. Blow that up. This is gonna blow your mind. And for those of you, I'm sorry, who just wanted to come to fight and ended up buried. Don't worry about it. Watch this. Cataplastos. What is it when you cataplastos something, right? When something has been what? Plastered? Look at this, about halfway, and it says pharmakon cataplaston. It's a type of drug, a cataplaston pharmakon, a category of drug, and it equals the cataplasma, which, like me, if you've been into ancient medicine, oh, you know what a cataplasm is, right? They've got that, both sides, Greek and Roman, right? It's a skin plaster that you use. Right, medicated skin plaster. A lot of them have really strong substances in them. But blow that up again. Look at what it says after plaster. It says, as opposed to a Christa and a pota. A Christa, that's Jesus Christ in the feminine. Yeah, no, it's things that are applied as Christoi, things that are applied as a Christos, and things that are pota, things that are drunk. So these are just different ways of applying medicine. Now I want you bring up some images, mind-changing images, right? Hit the right system there, right weapons. You got it on. Good. These different categories. You didn't know that a Christ was a type of medicine, did you? A means of application. You didn't know that, did you? Did you know that it's these plasters, these incrustations, they use that word, these incrustations, that these are penetrated bandages that have medicines in them. You can have plasters, or you can have incrustations, or you can have potables, drinkables. They're just different ways to get poisons into your body. And because that's the thing, that's what they're doing. I don't know how many texts I've shown you in 7 seasons, but we're up to hundreds, people. We're up to hundreds, and we're not even on the surface of the drugs, right? So this is a lot. I know this is a lot. You're all absorbing this, and people are saying it's a lot of information. I've got to go back. I'm trying to pack it for you, though, so that you can have the pleasure of following it. But here, let's go, because we don't have time. We need to get through alpha, and we need to bring as many people through as possible. Hit that. Go for it. Okay, people, let's just pull out the horse, the Hippiatrica. And what does it say? It says this guy named Absurdus, which is nice because Medea's brother had this name, Absurdus. So it's kind of a Black Sea region name, And what is this about? Well, he wrote a section of his work about mania. Remember, he is a hippiatros. He's a horse doctor. And he's writing about mania. How are we going to treat mania in the horses? And I just want you to notice, talks about a couple of other authors. We've got Eumelus. Nobody's ever heard of these. Nobody's ever heard of these. Jesus Christ may have heard of these, but none of you, none of us, right? Oh, God, I love it, right? So when somebody comes on board and says, yeah, he's qualified for this, but you realize those people have never even thought. They've never even considered the possibility of the existence of this. There's 800 pages of this, people. Oh, God. It's got the Christing. Oh, let's go back to it. Love it. Look at this. Okay, what are you going to put into it? Well, this is another one. But go back to the first one. Yeah, because I want you to see the bottom line. Look, this is look at that last line. Tis prosipon lusonta. What's happening to your horse? Your horse is getting lysatic. They're getting a little bit of mania. So you have to have the right therapy for your horse. And what is some of the stuff they're giving them? Are you ready? You're going to love this, people. Look, they're giving them cannabis. They're giving them cannabis right there. Yeah, look, it's there. There it is in the Greek. People are like, oh, were they using cannabis in the temple? No. But they're using it everywhere else, and they're even giving it to their horses, and they're making skin applications of it as well. Isn't that nice? Make a nice oil that you will rub into the skin of your horse, all over it, right? Oh, and you got to make a plaster, because when you bleed your horse, they can get an infection. It's translated as it's just an inflammation, and so you've got to. You don't bleed your horse. Let's wait. I know she's out there. You bleed your horse. I'm looking for you. This is the first of 7, right? Go. Okay. And what else besides the cannabis? Just your standard list of drugs, heliotropic. Yeah, no, it's all tithamalon, nitron. Yeah, these are all good standard drugs. What's interesting about it is that they're drugs that they're using on humans as well. Drugs that they're using in ritual. So in antiquity, they're using with their horses the same drugs that they're using. Remember, if you're a Scythian, you don't bathe. You don't bathe in water. You bathe in the fumes of cannabis. That's how you take a bath. You fumigate in cannabis. So it kind of makes sense that all these people who are getting up in the morning and fumigating themselves with cannabis, they're also giving cannabis to their horses. It kind of makes sense. Maybe it's a connection thing. I don't know. Maybe horses get stressed. Horse PTSD. They're gonna get PTSD just like the rest of us, right? Maybe they need it. Okay, let's go to the next one. He's going to pull it right out of the horse, right? Okay, are you ready? They got asbestos here. I just wanted you to see that. There's the Aristolochi again. There's more. There's more cannabis. Yeah, these are all for different. We're just going through different affections, right? Different sorts of problems, health problems, and we're coming up with a whole bunch of curatives. Keep going. Excellent. Right. Oh God, look at this one. I just want you to look at the first line. This is the on the making, the Hippocrates on the making of the troichiscu, the lozenges, right? The trochis, the little, it's a little pill that you can put into a glass of wine and dissolve it, and then you can take that wine, you can flush it into your rectum. That's a direct infusion, they call it, right? Direct infusion. And what are these used for? These are used prospasan malin. Now, I can throw this text in front of any classicist or in front of any Bible scholar, and they won't be able to read the terms here because this is highly technical. What is malice, right? What is malice? It's horse distemper. Horse distemper. If you've had a horse, you know what horse distemper is. You know how highly infectious it is, how you got to isolate your horse, right? Well, here's the treatment for it. And he's got a whole prescription for the trochisk, for the little pill that you make. Right now, you and I, with our horses, because we're not that smart, we would have gone out to the marketplace and we would have talked to the hippiatroi. We said, hey, what do I give to, I got distemper going on, got big swollen glands. What do you, here? Here's what you take these pills, dissolve them in wine, put them into an infusion. Great. Doc, before you go, can I eat that brown brick that comes out of a mare as she is giving birth? Can I eat that thing? No. Don't eat it. Go have it prepared. You go to the midwives, they'll prepare it for you. They'll probably take a portion of it is the, cost. Good. You see how we are with our horses? When you're in a society that is horse driven, and you have a horse god. Wait, horse god? Yes. Horse god. Now you know why. Bring us the horse god. Next one, please. Boom. Okay. Yep. No, this is just, it's more treatment. I want to hustle ahead. Look at Nonus here, people. Perseus shore off the snaky swath of one Medusa, while her womb was still burdened and swollen with young, still in full of Pegasus, right? Medusa is a priestess. What? She's a priestess of the Virgin. And what does she have inside of her? She has Pegasus. She has a flying horse. Okay. Hang in there with me. All right. Those of you who are understanding, follow it all the way till the end. She has a horse inside of her. And this horse is the one who struck the ground, and out came the fountain of the muse, the Hippocrene, the fountain of the muse. This is all through Medusa. Okay, are you with me? Let's keep going. Excellent, we're almost there. And play the part of childbirth and the fruit. Yeah, great. Let's go to the next one, please. And here's Pausanias. Thank you, Pausanias. Among the means of cleansing. Okay, let's get into some dirty religion. Among the means of cleansing by ritual purification. What do you need to be ritually purified for? I wonder. Which they say the people of Troezen, right, used to cleanse Orestes, right? This is how they cleansed Orestes. Why did Orestes need cleansing? Because he killed someone. And that someone happened to be his mother. Seriously? There's a point to the mania. You know what they called his mother? They called her the Dracaena. You know what that is translated as? This is the sexiest Greek on the planet. You're never going to get better Greek than this. Are you ready? Dracaena. Dragon Queen. Dragon Queen. I want to know what the Dragon Queen did. I want to know. But that kid Orestes was so shocked into mania. He was wandering around talking to the Furies. You know, when the Furies start talking to you, you're in trouble. Can anybody feel the temperature rising? I feel those Furies coming out. I feel them talking right into your brain. The Furies. Yeah. There's a cure. You have to be purged. You have to be purged. The first step is alpha. You have to be purged. How am I going to be purged? Go back to that text. Yep. Right. For the Troyans too have a fountain called the Horses, and the legend about it does not differ from the one which prevails in Boeotia. For they too say that the earth sent up the water when the horse Pegasus struck the ground with his hoof. When the horse Pegasus struck the ground with his hoof. Wait, okay. All right. Next text. We're right there. You're with the correct images, people. When the Musai sang, heaven, the stars, the sea, and rivers stood still. You see the power of that voice? That's the creative voice. You thought the creator was a dude. You thought the creator was a dude. Can I just ask you something? How many dudes ever created a darn thing? I see a lot of war, and I see a lot of death. I see a lot of human dudes doing a lot of stupid things. I have never seen that female creative power come from a man. That's the thing. You got to get in nature. You got to get down there. And you know what? You can do it. You can do it through the serpent. Through the serpent. You mean I can take a human being and I can put them on a regimen of natural drugs, and I can produce a Medusa. I can take you and switch you from male to female and back. How would you like that? How would you like to be changed? How would you like to be half dragon? It's your children. The lay stace is there for your children. He's not there for you. And that is the great wave of frustration that is the source of the sisters of frustration. He's not there for you. He's there for your children. Jesus is there for your children. Let's see some more of the cult. Let's go. Next one. Oh, this is great. And I'm going way over tonight, and I'm sorry for keeping you for so long. I'm sorry, but I want to get all of these in. Yep, that's okay. We got that one. I just want to give you a couple of Greek terms. I'm going to go over them fast, but there is a person. You've been told that Heraclitus, a great mind, great thinker. You've been told that he was the one who covered himself in dung, sat in the sun, and then some dogs came and ate him. Right? And you've been trying to figure that one out for a long time, right? Just know in the Greek that the stuff that he covered himself with, it's usually translated as dung, is also that product, euphemistically, that product of the mollusk that has the purple that ultimately they process into the burning purple. Okay? And when you are sitting in Helios, you are doing the same thing that Heracles and Jesus Christ did. The exact. These are sons of God. Isn't that amazing? You thought your religion was ho, ho, ho. It turns out Santa produces urine that makes you high. Kids, those of you who are waiting for Santa to come down the chimney this year, he's high. His urine can be drunk by, and it is, by Rudolph. Rudolph loves Santa's urine. I'm telling you, this is the history. The fairy tale is what is given to us all in order to control and in order to get you to buy some presents for someone. It's disgusting, but that's the way life is. Welcome. And you say you want justice. You say you do. I told him, you really don't. Go to the next one. This is it. Look at what we're getting at. Oh, God. Yeah, that's the spawn. I want to go back down. I want to end here. With just the shape of the alpha. In the sphere of the alpha, what's going on? Go ahead and take it down. You and I are at a place of mourning. You say, what? That doesn't make sense. You think alpha, the first sphere, would be a place of, creation and completion. No, it's a place of death. The invocation, the mourning, the voice of she who gives birth cries Aya. Yeah. She cries from the alpha. We hear her cry, Alaladzo. Alaladzo. Not Ololudzo and not Elaledzo. We hear her cry, Alaladzo. She is Aphrodite. She is the one that you must first come to in order to follow the right. I have given you the right in outline for you to follow in the subtext of what I am saying. I have given you the instructions. Now, take the test. Next satanic initiation after the Bible study that we'll have coming up on Wednesday. And these Bible studies, people are going to be loaded with the dirtiest of the dirty. For those of you who have children who don't want your children exposed to the awful, awful reality of what is the Bible, you may want to leave them out of the situation. But we will continue. Chewy is making an excellent effort. We appreciate the fact that when somebody would attack us and try to get our videos pulled off of YouTube, we understand that that's an attack upon the art. And it's done by people who are so frustrated because they have no more ground to stand on. They can only resort to destruction. Does this sound familiar? Julian, the great apostate, said, the monists, the Galileans, they will bring your end. They will kill your education, and then they will kill your civilization. That's what must be done. You must tear down when you are unable to build, when your foundation is gone. Those of you who have come with me, whom I have drawn, who have come kicking and screaming and screeding, this is your reality. Hail Satan.
You never cared for fame and fortune. Oh,